Next tonight, how the new high-speed railway line between London and Birmingham has divided opinion in the East.
Business leaders are delighted the HS2 project's been given the go-ahead, but Green campaigners are angry as the route cuts through some of the most beautiful parts of the Buckinghamshire and Northamptonshire countryside. Conservatives are split too. Some say it's good for business. Others are worried it will turn our region into a poor relation when it comes to rail travel. Well, in a moment we're going to hear from our political correspondent Emma Hutchinson in Westminster. But first, Matthew Hudson has this report.
Emma Pusey left London before she had twins Ted and Harry to find peace and quiet in the Northamptonshire countryside. But her cottage in Lower Boddington is just 300 metres from the proposed new high-speed 2 rail line.
It's not just the impact of the railway actually being there, it's clearly the amount of work that's going to go on, what's going to happen to the roads, the whole amount of building, contracting trucks going through here. I can imagine it would just be horrible.
Emma's not alone. Hundreds of people in our region fear their homes will be made unsaleable, their lives blighted, first by building work, then by trains hurtling past. But the scheme has been welcomed by the CBI and Chambers of Commerce. The government says it's vital for business.
High-speed rail is a direct line to growth. It will also provide the critical capacity that rail passengers will need, not in just the next 5 to 10 years, but in the next 40 to 50 years.
The original London to Birmingham Railway was started in 1833. It took 5 years to build and cost £5.5 million. In contrast, the new route will take 14 years to build at a cost of more than £30 billion. However, the new line will ferry commuters between London and Birmingham in just 49 minutes at speeds approaching 230 miles an hour. Great for commuters, but worrying for countryside campaigners. There were some green concessions in today's announcement, with new tunnels in Buckinghamshire at Wendover and Terweston. In Northamptonshire, one will be built close to the village of Greatworth and another between Chipping Warden and Aston-le-Walls. But that's not enough for local campaigners who say the fight to get the scheme scrapped goes on.
We are more determined, we are more anxious to make sure that the story gets out as to precisely how poor a value the HS2 will be for the country and how much better that money can be spent in other directions.
Some fear HS2 could mean neglect for other train routes in our region.
My main concern is that if you route all these fast trains through Birmingham from the north and from London, it will bypass East Anglia altogether. And Peterborough in particular, which has sort of 3 or 4 trains an hour at the moment, will be left as a backwater.
Many MPs with constituencies affected by the route oppose the project, but others believe it will produce major benefits.
It's a part of the well-being of this nation. We have to be able to compete. If we're going to compete, we need modern infrastructure. High-speed 2 will provide part of that modern infrastructure.
Most Conservative and Labour MPs support HS2, so campaigners face an uphill battle to get it scrapped or amended further. Matthew Hudson, Anglia News, Northamptonshire.
Well, let's speak to Emma Hutchinson in Westminster now. Emma, the decision to go ahead with HS2 is proving controversial among our region's MPs, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. This isn't a decision that goes along party lines. In fact, all 3 main parties, Labour, Conservative and the Liberal Democrats, believe high-speed rail is a good idea. But look within the Conservative Party, and many MPs in our region I spoke to today believe it doesn't make good economic sense to go ahead with this, and they say that it will neglect other parts of our region's railways. And if you talk to the Conservative MPs whose constituencies are along the line of this new proposed line, well, all of them believe that it's a bad idea. Many say it'll damage the environment.
Part of the beauty for people living in rural South Northamptonshire is the rural setting, and regardless of whether there's a green tunnel or not, it takes that away. So if this is to go ahead, I will be turning next to issues around compensation and the very real blight that's already been a problem but will obviously only continue and get worse.
So Emma, what is the political timetable on this? What can we expect to hear and when?
Well, the government will start consulting soon on the compensation. We've just heard Andrea Leadsom talking about that. I expect there will be very many representations when they start consulting on that. And it won't be till the end of next year, 2013, that we'll see a bill here at Parliament which will actually put this into law. And that's when the debate, the legal challenges, all the rest of it starts. So I expect it will be at least 5 or 6 years before any money is spent or any building starts on this new line.
OK, Emma, for now, thanks very much.